All right, guys, it is National Preparedness Month, and so we want to be prepared everywhere, right, including on the roads when we're in our cars. So here to give us his expert advice, we always love seeing Howard Fleischmann from Community Tire Pros. So great to see you.
Well, you just love the Starbucks.
I do. Thank you for the Starbucks, but excited that he still remembered my order after all these years. But it is great to see you, and I always love your tips because it's things that sometimes we need reminding of, right? Maybe we've heard it before, but when it comes to taking care of your car, and you can't be reminded enough.
Yeah, and we're not really talking about taking care today because I'm assuming everybody's listening to us and they're doing that. They've already done the penny and the quarter test.
Hopefully.
They know they got good tread. They're keeping their tire pressures up. But you still have a blowout.
Because there's lots of what ifs. So let's talk about some of those what ifs. First of all, our brakes. It's happened where people are like, I'm pumping, I'm pressing, nothing's happening, or it's just not feeling right.
Okay, so there's three things to keep in mind. Actually, four. First thing is stay calm.
Okay.
A lot of the cars today have analog brakes, and they're going to actually take over for you if you just start applying the brake, and it'll start doing what it needs to do. If you don't, if your brake got regular brakes and you start pumping, if nothing happens, what's your next step? Downshift.
Okay.
Downshift,
see, I don't even know. I'm like, I don't know. I'd be freaking out.
And we have to make those decisions right then. And then if that doesn't get you where you need to go, reach for your emergency brake.
And then just pull it, or
pulling it on lightly.
Carefully.
If you pull it on all the way, it's going to skid.
Yeah.
Okay. So you bring it in lightly, and it'll slow you down to where you've got control again. And you can get off the side of the road.
Okay.
But it's at a panic situation, so you just got to remind yourself.
It's hard when you're in that situation because you forget all this because you go into panic mode, like you just said.
Yep.
All right, great advice. So I didn't know about the handbrake on that. Okay, what if your tires blow? I think especially living in this desert heat during the summer, you see all the shreds all over the freeways. It happens all the time.
Yep. So do you know what to do when a tire blows?
Well, I try to control it and then try to pull out to the side eventually safely.
Yeah. If it blows on the front, you've still got full control, so you just continue to steer. Grab it with both hands because it might start to vibrate and start to get off the side of the road. When you're down to about 30 miles an hour, you're good to get into the off to the shoulder.
Okay.
The other thing is if it does it in the rear, we learned this with the Ford Explorer and the Firestone tires. The car will try and pass itself.
Okay. So you could spin out.
So you could spin out. So you actually steer against that spin. So if it's coming to the right, you steer to the left and slowly get it over to the side.
Okay. Okay, that makes sense.
It's really simple, but you got to keep your head together.
Sure, sure, that makes sense. All right, now let's talk about in the monsoon when there's a lot of water on the lanes possibly, or when it's raining season. What do you do if you start to hydroplane?
So the tire's designed with sipes in it.
Okay.
And that's to run the water off. If there's too much water and the sipes get filled up, all of a sudden this tire is riding on top of the water, okay? So same type of thing. You need traction. So if you're sliding in the front, hit your brakes slightly, lightly.
Oh my gosh, this is so much to remember. Sliding in the front, hit your brakes slightly, okay.
It'll put more of the weight on the front, and you'll get control, especially in a front-wheel drive car.
Okay.
Vice versa. If it's in the rear and the rear's starting to slide, you want to accelerate. That's not your intention. You're going to think that I need to put on the brake, but actually you need to accelerate.
You go a little
and put
faster
that weight
to control
to the back.
Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. And last but not least, before we go real quickly, if your car does start to skid, right? Do you turn with the skid or against it?
No, you turn with the skid.
With it. Okay,
which is contrary to what I would believe.
Yeah, you feel like you have to overcorrect it, right?
Yeah, you go with the skid.
Go with the skid. Okay.
And I just had that the other day. I had a car wash. I got out fast. I was in a hurry. I got out on the street real fast, and my car started to skid.
Well, that's because you can't go always 90 miles per hour. Howard, always great advice. We sure appreciate it. Community Tire Pros, your friends who will always take care of you. Stay with us, guys. Much more of Good Morning Arizona right after the break.